The Knicks are weird. I know that's not some grand revelation, but boy, we have been trying our best to figure this team out, and it's kind of driving us crazy at this point. I mean, they start 10-13, but then they win 8 in a row, but then they lose 5 in a row, and then they win another 5 in a row, and just recently they lose 4 in a row to bad teams, but then they go on the road to Boston, and they win, then they lose at home to the Lakers, and let's talk about the Knicks. And if you enjoy NBA content, make sure you hit that like button, share the video around, and give us a subscribe so you never miss out on one of our videos. So if you've watched some of our videos, you might have been able to pick up on the fact that Ben is a Knicks fan for some reason, despite the fact he was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, so do with that what you will. But I was actually the one who suggested this video idea, because I just don't get the Knicks under Tom Thibodeau. I really don't.
I like any team from New York, and I love the Knicks. I feel like they're just a classic NBA team, but what they got going on currently, I'm not really sure what's going on either.
I was hoping you could help me. I don't pay super close attention to the Knicks, and ever since they hired Tibbs, I just don't really get them. They had that first year. Let's start there. Let's start with the first year under Tibbs. They won 41 games. Randall won in Most Improved Player. Tibbs won Coach of the Year. Just blew away any and all expectations that anyone had for them.
That Julius Randle season, though, I think we all knew it was kind of a fluke. He was playing out of his mind. He's kind of playing like LeBron there a bit, like 3-level scorer. He could pass, he could rebound.
Nah, he shot what, like 41% from 3 that year?
Dude had a strap.
On like 5 attempts a game, too.
He got locked up in the playoffs, though.
The playoffs, look, it's a Tom Thibodeau coach team that relies heavily on defense, and their top scorer is Julius Randle. I don't think anyone was shocked to see them bounce in the first round, so disappointing ending to the season, but still, this season was seen as an absolute success.
Great success.
And the team was still pretty young. You got Mitchell Robinson, RJ Barrett, Randall. Like, it's not like an elite core, obviously, but that's like a decent core to build around. Bright future, and then...
Go be back! They crashed hard. I think people expected them to come back down to earth a little bit, but at least you got to get to the same win total you got the previous year. They signed Kemba Walker in the offseason, which it just didn't work. This was when Kemba was coming off his stint in Boston, where he had just regressed each and every year, and Randall fell way back to earth. His shooting numbers just dove headfirst off a cliff.
Remember the game where the Knicks fans were hyping up Randall and he gave him the thumbs down? That dude was pissed there for a bit.
To be fair to Julius Randle, I think he was getting booed before that, and he had gotten booed in the weeks before that. Okay, yeah.
And he hears it from the crowd.
That's New York. They're one of those towns that's going to boo their own players if they're not playing well. You just got to deal with that.
Trading for Derrick Rose, that was a good move, but now they're shopping him, so I don't know what's going on there either.
They also traded for Cam Reddish in, I believe, a desperate attempt to try to lure Zion Williamson because, hey, we got your 2 buddies from Duke playing on our team. You know, Zion, come and play for the Knicks. This was when there were rumors he was at odds with the Pelicans because of the way they were handling his injuries, but I haven't heard anything about that recently.
Yeah, that was pathetic. And Cam Reddish, he's a good player, but I always hear he's just a locker room cancer, so hasn't really worked out. They're shopping him now. Tibbs is on the hot seat there for a bit. I think his job security is all right now, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see a future where Tibbs is the guy bringing a title to New York. I don't think Tibbs is getting it done.
He's not winning a title, but he can coach a decent team, which is what the Knicks are this year. And let's get to this year. Didn't start out on a high note. They missed out on Donovan Mitchell in the offseason, which just the latest time the Knicks missed out on a superstar.
Add him to the list. Probably goes about 20 players deep now.
I'll put a list on screen right now of all the players that have been linked to the Knicks since, what's due, the year 2000?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, cool. Here it is. And after missing out on Donovan Mitchell, boy, they didn't start out much better on the court, did they? Because they were 10-13 after 23 games.
Yeah, that was tough. I was like, damn, are we doing this again with the Knicks? And then they ripped off an 8-game win streak. How about that, boys?
Yeah, this 8-game win streak kind of pissed me off a little bit, not gonna lie, because it happened right in the middle of us making our Christmas video, which the Knicks were playing on Christmas, and in the recording, which we had recorded a couple weeks prior, I said that the Knicks were not very good. Of course, they're in the middle of this 8-game winning streak, and I got like 4 comments that were like, the Knicks are actually good right now, despite the fact I put on screen, like, I know they're on a winning streak, this was recorded a while ago, so they went on that 8-game win streak, but then after that, they proceeded to lose 5 in a row, and then after that, they proceeded to win 5 in a row. Like, this is the thing with the Knicks this year. They go on a big winning streak, and then they go on a big losing streak, and another big winning streak. Like, they very rarely have it just a stretch where they win 1, lose 1, or win 2, lose 1.
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. I've never seen a team like this. Usually, if you're a middle-of-the-pack team, you kind of like, you win 2, you lose 2, you lose 1,
like
you win 3. Yeah, you're like the Blazers. But this Knicks team, no, they're either like, they're shooting the lights out, they're feeling themselves, or they're just in the dumpster. It's one or the other.
You just look at their recent stretch of games. I mean, this is being recorded on the 29th of January. They had just lost 4 in a row to the Raptors, the Wizards, the Hawks, and the Raptors again. Not exactly a murderer's row. And then they beat Boston and Cleveland back-to-back. And then they lose to the KD-less Nets, who I think were 2-6 since KD's gone out of the lineup.
Well, the Nets now own the Knicks. They've won 9 in a row against them, and that game really, it was close at the end, but for most of it, if you watched, was not particularly close. Julius Randle, I don't know what he put up in the game when it was all said and done, but watching him that game was frustrating as hell.
And it doesn't make sense because he balled out against Boston.
It's what he does, Julius Randle. Dude's hot and cold like the Katy Perry song.
Yeah, Randall, that's the type of player he is. Honestly, thank God for a guy like Jalen Brunson. He still has his moments where he kind of plays like ass too, but he is definitely been a godsend for this team. He's given them 22.5 points per game. He's shooting nearly 40% from the 3-point line. He's finally a player that can give you something on offense and hold his own on defense.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson, I was defending that signing. He balled out in the playoffs. He deserved it. You got to pay a guy like that some money, and he's been worth it. He's definitely a top 15 point guard in the league. I don't know if he's top 10, but he's worth the money. They're not regretting that signing for sure.
You know, he's got the same 2K rating as De'Aaron Fox.
I can't tell if that's deserved or not.
He's an 87.
Oh, okay.
He's an 87.
Some respect.
I saw that and I was just like, okay, hold on. That's a little bit too high. This is the same company that thinks LeBron's a 98 though, so, you know.
Well, LeBron is a 98.
Oh, come on now.
He is.
The Lakers are what, 4 games under 500? They're the 4th highest rated team in 2K.
What?
They are, because AD's a 94, LeBron's a 98, Brody's an 81, Thomas Bryant's. We're getting off track. But yeah, Brunson's been great for the Knicks, and God, the Mavericks are missing him big time right now. Overall, I don't understand this team. Their defense has taken a step back, which is fine because their offense has jumped up a little bit, I think mostly thanks to Brunson. They don't particularly shoot the ball well. They're not really overly great at any one thing. And God, they just have high peaks and then just low valleys. Could any Knicks fans in the comments enlighten me on what this team is? Because I don't get it.
Look, I don't think Knicks fans get it either. But if this team comes in hot to the playoffs, I could see them losing in 6 in the first round. Playing a tough Cleveland team to a 6-game series. I could see it. That's all I'm saying.
You said that like it's some grand accomplishment. If this team gets hot down the stretch, guys, I can see them marching to the playoffs and bowing out in 6. If that's not a Blazer fan mentality, I don't know what it is.
I mean, if you're a Knicks fan, after everything you've been through over the past, 10 years, you'd probably take that. But all I'm saying, the summer of 2026, Giannis, he's coming to the Big Apple.
Oh my God.
The Knicks are getting Giannis, baby. I'm calling it now.
There's a better chance I walk down the street to the Plaid Pantry, buy a lottery ticket, and win it.
Shut up. Oh, come on.
That there is a better chance of that happening than Giannis going to the Big Apple. Pick another superstar. Like, pick Zion or Luka or Ja or someone else. Giannis Antetokounmpo does not fit with New York at all.
Doesn't matter. Here's the thing. That Bucks team, they're getting old. Giannis, he's going to be like, he'll probably get another title or 2 there. He's going to realize, if I want to compete compete with Braun. I want to compete with Jordan. You got to get 4 or 6 of those things. Maybe you got to get 7. And I think New York's the place to do it.
Okay, when you said compete with Braun at first, I thought you meant actually like on the court. I was like, in 3 or 4 years, LeBron's going to be over 40. He's going to be playing in Charlotte with Bronny, first of all.
Giannis and Luka, or Giannis and Jokic, 2 players are teaming up and they're going to New York.
Name me the player who's had great championship success in New York, ever.
Willis Reed got one there, I know that. He came back limping on the court.
And that was what, 50 years ago? During the Nixon administration?
Probably, but that's the whole thing. He would finally be the player who brought it to the Big Apple. No one's ever done it. That's legacy.
I thought you said Willis Reed had done it.
Well, I mean, does anyone actually know who that is anymore?
All the youngsters don't know who Willis Reed is.
Yeah, they have no idea. They hear Walt Frazier and they don't even know who that is. I mean, we don't even know who that is. We know him from 2K.
Dave Dubashire.
Exactly. Like, who the hell is Dave Duvenshire?
Gonna get some, like, angry 55, 60-year-old Knick fan in the comments. Be like, the disrespect for Dave Dubashire.
That dude would average 40 in today's league.
Hey, he was ahead of his time. He had a jumper.
If only he had the 3-point line back then.
I'm pouring cold water on your Giannis theory. That's just pick Zion or Ja.
Oh, I'm picking multiple.
Oh, no.
Okay.
This is why I can't stand Knicks fans. And that's the video. Knick fans, help me out with this one in the comments because I don't get your team. If you enjoyed the video though, make sure you drop it a like and share it around as it really helps us out a whole bunch. And if you enjoy basketball content, consider checking out some of our other videos as well. And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.